The automatic photo scanner is an auto feeder, so it is ideal for scanning batches of photos or smaller documents up to 8 by 11 inches. It is able to scan multiple sizes at once, so you can do 50 to 100 photos at a time. But because of how fast it is, and because you have to feed the photos or the documents through the scanner, it may be harder on extremely sensitive documents. You can also have this running while you are also watching a VHS tape or scanning something else, but I do recommend if you are going to be watching a VHS tape at the same time, maybe only do batches of 50 at a time, just to make sure that you don't overpower the computer, as that has caused freezing in the past. Fortunately, not anytime soon, but just keep that in mind if you are using multiple machines at the same time. You want to make sure that you remove all staples, paper clips, and any stick-on notes before putting photos through the scanner. Any photos or documents that have tears, cracks, or are curved might also not be the best to put through the automatic photo scanner, as they may jam the machine. This is available at all Digital Legacy labs.
To convert photos using the Epson Fast Photo Scanner, simply take a stack of photographs and place them face down in the hopper, moving the guides so that they're on the edges of the stack. Then press the blue Scan button. The software will launch on the computer. At this point, you can enter any date or subject information for this batch of photographs. When finished, press the Start Scanning button, and the scanner will automatically start feeding photos through. At this point, you may enter another batch or click Stop Scanning to finish. From here, photos can be rotated, cropped, or edited. Editing can be done either by single photograph or in batches by highlighting more than one photo at a time. Occasionally, photos may jam inside of the photo scanner. Here we've selected a stack of photos with labels pasted to the back of them. This should cause a jam. We see an orange indicator light up on the scanner, and on the computer itself we will see an error message. In order to clear the jam, press the gray tab on the upper left edge of the scanner, open up the scanning head, and remove any photos that may be inside. Now we can close the scanning head and enter any photos that may not have been scanned, or click Cancel if we don't wish to scan any further.
The Flatbed Scanner, it has no auto feeder, so this is great for delicate items. It can scan slides, negatives, photographs, and documents. It is slower than the Fast Photo Scanner, so the auto feeder scanner. So 20 slides take around 15 minutes to scan, 20 negatives take around 5 to 10 minutes to scan, and a large photo can take around 2 minutes. But it is worth it, as it ensures that the item does not become damaged in any way, and still is fairly quick once you get going. This is available at Bainbridge, Chardon, and Geauga West.
This is the Epson V600 photo scanner. In order to scan standard photographs, first we'll begin by opening the lid to the scanner. We will then place the photographs on the scanner, leaving at least half an inch between each photo. Close the lid to the scanner, and then press the blue Scan button. On the computer, the scan software should launch. We'll begin now by clicking on the Scan button, and the scanner will begin scanning the photographs. This process may take 2 to 5 minutes. For larger stacks, we recommend using the Fast Photo Scanner. Once complete, the photos will be shown in their folder. They can then be opened, and then using the Edit button, further rotated and edited. In order to scan slides with the Epson V600, we first need to take the cover off of the backing light. Next, grab the slide adapter, take the letter around your corresponding media, match it to the tab on the adapter, and match that to the slot on the side of the glass. Place it flat on the glass. Next, take your media, and place them face down in the individual slide slots. If it's difficult to determine which way is face down, this can be edited after scanning is complete as well. Close the lid to the scanner and press the blue scan button. This will launch the software on the computer as before. Simply click the scan button, and again, allow 2 to 5 minutes for scanning to complete. Once complete, the photos will be shown in their folder, where as before they can be opened and further edited. Scanning negatives is very similar to scanning slides. We will again ensure that the cover is taken off of the backing light. And again, we'll use the adapter, this time lining up the letter A surrounding the slide receptacle to tab A to slot A on the side of the scanner. Next, we'll open up the bed for the negatives and place the negatives face down in the template. Place the cover back on the negatives and close the lid. Once again, we'll press the blue scan button, and once again the scan software will launch. And as before, we'll click the scan button and allow 2 to 5 minutes for scanning to complete. Once completed, the media will be shown in its folder. We can click on the photos and click edit to further refine them. And then when we're all done, we can drag and drop any media that we've scanned onto our USB drive.
The slide scanner converts 33mm 126, 110, Super 8, and 8mm negatives and slides. Files are saved on the Scanza just like the 8mm converter, not on the computer, so this is another one where you will want to make sure you delete your files before you leave. Conversion is quick, 2 to 5 seconds per image, and it is a manual feed, so it also depends on how quickly you put the images through the scanner. This is available at Bainbridge, Geauga West, and at Chardon.
To use the Kodak slide scanner, begin by turning on the device as shown. To enter capture mode, press the capture button, and then remove the slide tray to begin loading. Enter your first slide inside the window, close the tray, and then reinsert into the slide scanner until you hear a click. Press the capture button to save the first image, and then begin loading additional slides as shown. As each slide advances, press the capture button again to save the image. When finished, remove the slide tray and press home to go back to the main menu. To view your slides, press gallery and then press the left and right buttons to toggle between slides. Pressing select will give you additional editing options such as rotate and image flip. To transfer your slides, go to Settings and select USB Upload. When the device says connected, go to File Explorer on the computer, locate the USB drive that just appeared, go in to the DKIM menu and then the menu underneath that, and you'll see your finished images. Highlight the images you would like to transfer, and then drag them over to your USB drive or DVD. To scan different types of media, go into Settings and select the film tray table to determine which tray is the best for your media. Then go back into Settings and select Film Type and choose the settings that best fit your media.
The VHS Converter converts VHS and VHS-C tapes with an adapter. The adapter is available wherever you can convert VHS tapes. We have it in a bin with all of the extra accessories for the lab, and it uses Honest Tech converter software. The VHS tapes are digitized in real time, as I mentioned before. It is because it is physically listening to the sound of the tape while also collecting the different images. This is available at Bainbridge, at the Administrative Center, and at Geauga West. To convert a VHS tape to a digital file, first open Honest Tech on the desktop. Check under Options that both the video and audio device are set to the AV to USB 2.0, as this is the VHS player. Insert the VHS tape. The player will immediately start playing. Press stop for now and rewind if needed. When ready, press record. Then press play on the VHS player. The video will play and be recorded. Once the video is finished, press stop on the screen. Then press stop on the VHS player if needed. You can now edit within the Honest Tech software or burn directly onto a DVD. If you want to save your file to a USB drive, close Honest Tech and go to Video Files on the desktop. This is where all of your video files are saved. Click and drag your files to your USB drive. Make sure to rewind your VHS tape. Once the VHS player finishes rewinding, it will stop. Press eject to remove the tape from the player. The camcorder we have available converts high 8 cassette tapes. It uses the same converter as any of the VHS converters and the Honest Tech software. So it is the same procedure with the VHS converter. So we do not have a video for the camcorder as it works exactly the same as converting a VHS tape. There is a written tutorial available in the Digital Legacy Lab for using the camcorder, and it is available at Bainbridge. Fortunately, even if you have your own camcorder, so if you have cassette tapes that are not high 8 and they're not VHS-C, maybe they're some other brand, maybe you have the mini CDs or DVD discs. If you have the original camcorder and it still works, you can actually bring in that camcorder wherever you can digitize VHS tapes. So that would be Bainbridge Administrative Center or Geauga West. You can bring in your camcorder, plug it in using the same setup as what we do for our camcorder, and you are able to digitize those files as well. There is a stipulation you must have the camcorder yourself, but otherwise there is a chance for you to digitize those cassette tapes. The microphone allows you to record audio using Audacity or Adobe software. It records audio in real time as it is really just a microphone, and this is available at Bainbridge and at the Administrative Center. We have 2 different types of microphones available, but they work exactly the same. So the video that you will be watching is about the one that is at the Bainbridge branch, but there is one at the Administrative Center that also plugs in with a USB and can be accessed through Audacity or Adobe software. Some of the things you might use the microphone for is to add commentary to a video that doesn't have any sound, such as an 8mm film you want to add in saying who is who when they are on the screen. If you want to do an oral history with someone, bring in a family member or a friend who you want to document part of their life or have a conversation with them. You can also use it for podcasts or recording music.
This is the Shure MV5 USB microphone. On the back of the microphone, you'll find 2 buttons. The first toggles between a couple of different audio modes that make subtle changes to the way the microphone responds. The first is a narration-only mode, and the second is an instrument-only mode. These changes again are very subtle and largely should not be necessary. The second button is a mute button. When it's on, you can see clearly by the 3 flashing red lights, and this will mute any audio coming in from the device. The easiest software to use is Audacity. In order to use Audacity, we double-click on the Audacity icon. Now, we want to ensure that we're recording from the right source. The first thing we're going to do is go click on the source menu, We want to make sure it's set to the Shure MV5. Any other entries that are labeled USB microphone may not be the correct source. We can also set subtle settings like playback volume and recording volume. These can largely be left alone. To start recording, we'll click the red record button and then begin speaking or playing into the microphone. Once we're finished recording, we'll click on the stop button, and then to play back any audio we've just recorded, we'll rewind and then click the play button. Now, in order to put our audio in a useful format, we'll need to go to File, Export, and Export as MP3. We'll choose a name for our file, and we'll choose where we want to save to, and then click the Save button. This next screen allows us to enter tagging information for software such as iTunes. This isn't required, but if you're going to be putting the track in a library later on, it can be useful. And then once we click OK, the track will save.
Now that we have covered all of the equipment available for you in the Digital Legacy Lab, we are now going to talk about the software available for finalizing your projects. As shown in the last videos, Audacity is available for audio software and can be downloaded on any computer as it is free open source software. It is a multi-track digital audio workstation and is best for simple recording and conversion or digitization tasks. We do also have Audition, so this is if you want to do something more advanced than Audacity, and it is Adobe proprietary audio software, which means that the library has paid for subscriptions for you to use when in the Digital Legacy Lab. Unfortunately, Audition is not available at your own home using our subscription because unfortunately it is based in specific computers, but we are happy to have you use it in the Digital Legacy Labs for free. Audition offers multiple modes for podcast or broadcast, audio for film, and audio editing. It is ideal for deep audio restoration and audio for video. So if you have an old VHS tape and you realize that the sound is really garbled, Audition might be able to help clean up that audio, same with an old cassette tape or an old record. Photoshop and Lightroom is more Adobe software, but this is for photo and image editing. Lightroom is a companion product for bulk editing and image management or organization. You would probably use Photoshop more than Lightroom, as Photoshop is great for working on each individual to remove cuts, tears, scratches, dirt, debris, any staining that might be on a photo. Lightroom gives you the opportunity that say you have a whole set of photos, like 20 or 50 of them with all of a sepia tone, and you want them to be more black and white. Lightroom can change all of them at the same time. They both can edit most major types of image file, especially JPEG or TIFF, which are the files that you will be creating in the Digital Legacy Lab. Premiere is Adobe software that is available for video editing. It can be used to record and edit existing videos, such as from the 8mm converter, and works in conjunction with Adobe Audition if audio is present or desired. So if you start working on a VHS tape and realize that the sound is really garbled, you can take out the audio, put it in Audition, fix it up, and bring it back to Premiere to make the video better. This is also what you can do if, for instance, you have VHS tapes that are home videos and they have 8 to 10 hours of videos, or say you have a wedding video that covers the entire day. There are two different ways that you can handle long videos like that, since you might be limited by how long you can stay at the Digital Legacy Lab, or if you only want to do it in 2-hour sessions, that is very possible for you to do. For the home videos, it probably is multiple videos on one 8 to 10 hour VHS tape. So what you can do is actually record each video separately. So for instance, the same tape can have someone's birthday on it, might have a graduation, might have a day at the beach, and you can, every time that the recording stops, you can break that up into smaller videos. This is great for organization because then you can have smaller videos. You can easily mark them as each individual thing, so you don't have to have just one long video. And it will make it easier for saving because then you can save these smaller video files throughout the process rather than just saving one big file at the end. Those large files can take 15 to 20 minutes to save sometimes if they are large enough. But what you can also do is if you do find that the video is just one very long video and you realize that you have to digitize it in parts, fortunately, you can stop recording, stop the VHS tape first, stop recording, and then when you come back, just don't rewind the VHS tape. You'll start right where you left off. And in Premiere, you are capable of splicing it all back together. So if you do want those 8 hours to be one full video, Premiere is where you can add it all back together, put it all back into one. Since I talked about Adobe software, I also like to mention LinkedIn Learning. So if you're interested in any of that proprietary software and want to learn more, LinkedIn Learning has full classes on the subject, as these are professional level software, and so they can be very intimidating when you first look at them. So LinkedIn Learning offers free classes with your library card, and you can access it on our website at geogalibrary.net under research and then online training. There are exercises that you can download and you are welcome to bring into the Digital Legacy Lab to practice before using on your own project. And other ways that you can practice or train with the Adobe software are hands-on tutorials built into the software that you can just do when you come in. They take maybe 5 to 15 minutes depending on the hands-on training. And then there is also YouTube that you can check out. What's nice about YouTube is you can be very specific. Say you specifically want to digitally restore a photograph in Photoshop, you can put that in, and usually YouTube can give you a 5 to 10 minute video talking about that process, and then you can follow it step by step. LinkedIn Learning definitely has classes where you will learn everything about the software, so it depends on your learning style and what you want to learn. To schedule a session in the Digital Legacy Lab, all you have to do is call or talk in person to your local library branch. It can be any branch in the Geauga County Public Library system, and all you do is register for a session for any Digital Legacy Lab. So they might even be able to help decide which one might be closest to you and capable of what you need to digitize. We start you at 2-hour sessions, but feel free to ask for more time. We can also give you less. We do like to try and at least give you 2 hours to make sure if there's any troubleshooting that you can get a decent amount of work done, but we understand that sometimes only an hour, that's all you really have to do. But we do recommend saving your files in between as much as possible to make sure that you get to take everything that you've digitized home with you. And please make sure to sign the Digital Legacy Lab user agreement, as this is the mandatory form you must sign before you can use the Digital Legacy Lab. It is a digital form. The link is available on the desktop of the Digital Legacy Lab computer, and reference staff can help you access this at any time.